Welcome again to the last and the fifth part of our revision for grade 10, which related to the reading questions. In the exam, there are reading questions, and these reading questions must be revised before the exam to be able to answer these questions. Here in this part of the revision, I have mentioned some of these questions. Question number 1. What's the writer's point of view? It's very important to know the writer attitudes or the writer point of view to be able to answer this kind of question. This kind of question needs you to read the passage very well to be able to understand the writer's point of view. And if we want to answer these questions, we can find that the answer will be in the conclusion, and the answer will be mostly clear in the conclusion, and the answer may be one of the following. The writer may be supporter to the issue or to the case, and supporter means he agrees with this point of view. He agrees or he supports this point of view. Or the writer may be opponent. Opponent means he refuses the point of view. This is the meaning of the word opponent. And the writer may be biased. Biased means he is likely to be supporter. He's likely to be supporter. And the writer may be balanced or neutral. I mean, he is in the middle between the supporters and the opponents. You can understand the writer's attitude or the writer's point of view from the conclusion. And the meaning may be, or the point of view of the writer's point of view may not be declared. He may, or you can understand it from the passage wholly. But when you reread the conclusion, you can understand that the writer is adopting a certain point of view. And the certain point of view must be one of these four. He may be supporter or opponent. Supporter if he mentioned many advantages and he stuck to these advantages, and he mentioned many reasons and justifications to justify why is he supporter. Opponent is the opposite meaning of that meaning. I mean, opponent when the writer sticks to the disadvantages, and he mentions different reasons and justifications to justify also his point of view. And biased means the writer is likely to be supporter, but because of some drawbacks, he cannot be completely supporter. Balanced or neutral means he is in the middle. This is the first question. The second question, and this is important question by the way. What persuasive technique did the writer use? We have studied the persuasive techniques, and we have too many persuasive techniques. You have to know these techniques to be able to take or to elicit from the passage. Here are the most common persuasive techniques. The writer may use statistics, which means the figures and the numbers and the percentages. And the writer may use rhetorical question to support his claims. And he may use the quotation. And the writer may use or may address the reader to persuade. It's a kind of or it's a way to convince him with his claims. And the writer may use the facts and the opinions to persuade the reader with his point of view. And also we are still in this question. The persuasive techniques also can include the expert opinion, or the research and studies, or using the emotive language, or using examples, or using the repetition. There are too many persuasive techniques, but here in this part I have mentioned some of the persuasive techniques, or the most common ones. We have figurative language also can be used as persuasive technique. So you have to know these persuasive technique to be able to say the name of the technique and in which sentence you found this technique, because this question is scored with 2 marks. The first mark is for the name of the technique, and the second mark is for the sentence that the technique was mentioned in. So you have to be able to elicit the technique and to know the name of this technique. Question number 3. What style did the writer use in writing argumentative essay, and what characterizes this style? The writer must use formal style. The argumentative essay must be written in formal style, and the features or the characteristics of formal styles are using the present simple. This is one of the features. This is one of the features for the formal style, or using the linkers, or using the passive voice. So these are the most common features or characteristics of the formal style. So when it comes to the formal style, we have to know what's the difference between formal and informal. This is in language called registration. I have to know what's the difference between formal and informal. And here in this chart you can understand the difference between formal and informal. For formal, I cannot use contractions. I have to use full forms. But informal, I can use the contraction. For example, for formal, I say, I have a meeting. For informal, I can say, I've meeting. So that's the difference, or the clear difference between formal and informal. For formal, this is the second difference, I have to use formal words and formal expressions such as children, man, boy, wonderful, many, etc. But when it comes to informal, these words can be changed, or I can use informal words to express the same meaning. For formal, I said children, but for informal, you can say kids. For formal, I said man. For informal, you can say guy. For formal, I said wonderful. For informal, I said awesome. For formal, I said many, but for informal, I said a lot. So also in the words themselves, I have to know the difference between the formal words and the informal words. And when you write the argumentative essay, you have to follow the formal words. For formal, this is the last and the third difference. Use full words, not abbreviations, such as photograph and television. But for informal, you can use abbreviated words, such as photo, which is the shortcut of the word photograph. And you can say TV, which is also the shortcut or the abbreviation of the word television. So that's the clear difference between formal and informal. And this is the last part of our revision. Thanks for watching and listening, and with my best wishes.